Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. I hope you enjoy. Humans are psychics, written by Elementicor. All of the representatives of the dozen interstellar nations took their seats, or stood, if that wasn't possible, in their respective areas of the Orion Union Council. The Terran representative took her place in the center of the room. I thank you all for coming on such short notice, she projected with her mind to everyone in the council. What exactly is the purpose of this meeting? I have incredibly important matters I should be attending to right now, the Atenese representative demanded, getting straight to the point. Believe me, this is all worth your time. It is about the humans, the Terran explained. She felt a wave of emotions ranging from disappointment, boredom, and annoyance. These primitives, what could they possibly be so important about the psionic inept fools? The Ukar representative exclaimed. The Terran inwardly winced due to the force they put behind their projection. The Ukar were arguably the strongest species when it came to psychic abilities, so she wasn't exactly surprised that they had strong emotions about humans. After all, as far as everyone else in this room could tell, humans had no psychic abilities whatsoever. Every species that was a part of the Orion arm had some psychic abilities. For some species, they only had the ability to project messages using their mind. For others, they could manipulate objects without touching them. For the Ukar, they had the unique ability to teleport short distances and could manipulate objects with incredible precision. For the Atenese, they had enough psychic force to levitate their own bodies and fly across the surface of planets. Yicterans have two unique abilities, being that they could see brief snippets of events from the near future and can detect the emotions of other species without even trying. Other than that, their psionic abilities were rather weak compared to other species. I would rather let one of our scientists explain, she said simply. On cue, a Yitteran scientist entered the room, nervously glancing around at the large council before him as he stopped at the center of the podium. Allow me to represent Ulrika, parapsychologist and physicist. Ulrika, take it away. The representative made her way back to her area and took a seat. Thank you, Madam Representative. I have been called here today to present our findings of the nature of humans, more specifically the nature of their psionic abilities. Contrary to what we initially thought, humans are in fact psychics. Immediately Ulrika was struck by a wave of emotions, disbelief, confusion, annoyance. Before he could be interrupted, he continued. You see, while humans lack the ability to converse through psionic waves, they still have a unique psychic ability, which is something we didn't know was possible. This ability is actually something that every single life form on their planet possesses, down to even bacteria. And it is this ability that may result in the destruction of the universe as we know it. The representatives of the Zerunians spoke up. Do you intentionally try to make a mockery of this council? How is it possible for humans, which are beings who have been known to possess no psychic abilities whatsoever for decades since their discovery, have an ability they have just been, hiding from us all this time? Let alone the bacteria living on their system. How is that possible? Well, the truth is, Milligan stated, we don't know. We don't know how it is possible, because nothing like this has ever been observed before. But I am not here to talk about how this is possible. I am simply here to state the facts which we have discovered. Allow me to remind you about our discovery of humans. When we got a team to remotely observe the natural activity of several subjects, we thought we detected no psionic waves whatsoever. We were wrong. It's just that their brains produce so little psionic waves that we initially didn't even detect it. Our sensors simply weren't designed to detect activity that weak. No, great. We've been called to this meeting because we've found out that humans are technically psychics. They're just too psionically inept to use any psychic abilities. This has been very enlightening and has provided so much incredibly useful information, the Ukar representative sarcastically exclaimed. Not quite. Like some species, they do have a passive psychic ability. For example, the ability of the Oyokans to make objects around them feel lighter. Oyokans do this without thinking. They can intentionally stop objects around them from feeling lighter. They just have to focus on doing so. Unfortunately, since humans don't know about their abilities, they can't stop using them. The Seekian representative then spoke. This has been very enlightening. However, I am not quite sure where this is going. If you don't mind, could you perhaps tell us what exactly this passive ability of theirs actually is? There was a wave of agreement amongst the representatives. Yes, apologies. I may have gotten slightly carried away, both explaining our findings. You see, humans have the unique psychic ability to manipulate dark energy. Ulikar felt confusion and concern amongst the representatives. What exactly does that entail? The Sotikal representative asked. Dark energy is the name of the unknown substance responsible for driving the expansion of the universe. The expansion of the universe was slow yet steady for billions of years, up until roughly 4.5 billion years ago. It is at this time which we believe life first emerged on Earth. Now, before anyone says anything, sure, this could be chalked up to coincidence. After all, the exact date in which the acceleration of the universe's expansion began is widely debated, as is the date which life originated on Earth, even amongst humans. However, we have observed space-time fluctuations around the solar system ever since the discovery of humans. No explanation for this has been found, except for the potential explanation that it has something to do with their massive particle accelerators they constructed on planets throughout their system. We still haven't figured out what their purpose is, but it was a fair assumption based on the limited information we had. One thing you may be aware of is that the rate of expansion of the universe simply doesn't make sense, considering how long ago it began, and considering the rate of acceleration we've calculated. The universe should be bigger. It's something physicists have been struggling to wrap their heads around for centuries. However, if you take into account the mass extinction event that occurred on Earth, that occurred 215 million years ago, which wiped out 90% of all life on Earth, and add that into the equation, the rate of acceleration for the expansion of the universe suddenly makes sense. And this rate of acceleration almost perfectly lines up with the rate of the acceleration of population of all life within the solar system. Now, if humans end up becoming an interstellar species by achieving FTL through non-psionic means, which there have been multiple papers made proving the possibilities of such thing, their population could continue to grow. Considering its current rate of acceleration, the force in which the universe is expanding will eventually rip apart every single physical object in the universe on a subatomic level. Ulikar was hit with a deafening silence, feelings of awe, disbelief, and fear washing over him from all the other representatives in the room. Thank you, Ulikar, the Terran representative said as she walked back down to the center platform. While she had already known about what Ulikar was going to say, deep down, she felt as shocked as the rest of the representatives, as if it was her first time hearing it. Well, this calamity is billions of years away. That doesn't mean it shouldn't concern us. We should take action now while we still can. The humans are progressing from a technological standpoint even faster than any other species we've observed. If they end up being too advanced to fight, then this event will be inevitable. We have a number of requests we want to put out to the administrators of the Orion Arm. Firstly, the restrictions on all nations affected when it comes to their ability to manufacture military ships and vehicles. We also request restrictions to be lifted on the use of weapons of mass destruction. Ultimately, we are asking your permission to perform genocide on every life form in the Sol system in order to save all life currently in the universe, as well as all life that may emerge later on. We hope you take into consideration what has been said here today when coming to your decision. Thank you for your time. End of story. I would quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and Patreons. Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Lord Azrakal, It's Difficult to Pronounce, Dragzoon WRE, Holly's Sister, Arcadian. Thank you very much.